Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Mike. We're back. Tutorial number 22. If you want to follow me, make sure you follow me on Twitter as well as my main channel. That's where you see most of my videos. These tutorials may come and go as I come up with new ideas and whatnot. So this time I'm just going to show you how to kind of get like an icicle look. You could use it for all kinds of things, but right here in After Effects I have just the name Mobox on a black background. I'm just going to show you how to get some icicles to form. So let's see here. I'm going to create a new composition. New composition, make the back not visible or visible, however you want to think of it. Just create an icicle shape here. It's going to be pretty large, but it will be scaled later. It doesn't have to be perfect, obviously. Now I'm just going to drag this center point to the top there. Maybe like that. One thing though is that this is going to want to be in the center here, so I'm just going to scale this down until it looks about right. Set a scale keyframe here, so this should take no longer than like, you know, 3/4 of a second. Make sure motion blur is on. Set this to 0. So that looked skippy, but basically the icicle just kind of grows out. And what I want to do is I want to add some motion to this. So I'm going to right click keyframe assistant and I'm going to go easy in. And I don't know why that looks so jumpy. I don't know why it won't create. There it is. So I use this tool. I got it from a guy called Mount MoGraph. It's like 30 bucks. It's a great tool, but you'll see that when I use it, it kind of makes the icicle like it's a lot smoother, to be honest with you. And it is what it is. You can get a similar look as if you open it and you kind of copy this general like graph. Basically that's all the tool does, is it just kind of manipulates the graph and it kind of gives you something that looks like that. So if you want to manipulate the graph that way, you can. I use the tool. It just smooths things out a little bit better. So I'm going to rename this to ice because I don't know how to spell icicle. Come back into this comp, drag my ice in, and so there it is. I'm just going to scale this down a tad. And now I'm just going to basically be duplicating the crap out of this and then just setting these icicles up on the Mobox. I'm just going to lock the background and Mobox just so I don't end up touching anything on accident. So I'm just going to add these in places, and I'm also going to be actually scaling them. So, you know, they might look a little funny here in the beginning, but they will look better hopefully once I start scaling them down so they don't all look the exact same. So there's that. I'm just going to open up the scale key here, and I'm just going to start scaling these up and down and kind of moving them so they have a little bit more variation to them. So you might want to put some next to each other, some, you know, by themselves. It's up to you, however you want to do it. There's really no, you know, guide. It's just kind of, you know, make it however you want to make it. So the M's done. I'm just going to copy and paste over some more just so I have some to play with. Anyways, once I place all these, I'll be back. Now I'm just going to basically just start moving these so they have variation in when they come into form. I want them to come into form in about 3 seconds, so that's kind of how much variation I'll give them in time, about 3 seconds. So this is kind of just trial by error. you just keep messing with them and just kind of see what kind of solution it gives you. You might need to move them a little bit more. It just depends on how they got copy and pasted in. It kind of depends on how much more movement you need to include. So let's just see how this looks right there. So that looks pretty good. You could even come in here and stretch this out even more, just to kind of see, you know, a little bit more variation. You could drag these out, make these time intervals even more in between when they you know, when each of the animation starts. It's all just, you know, trial and error, whatever works for you. And sorry, that's my dog. He's scratching. He's itchy, I guess. The more the variation, the better. Come on, Buster, what are you doing? So let's see how that looks now. That looks pretty good. Faster, slower, however. You can do it however you want. So now that we have all of these freaking layers here, now what we want to do is we kind of want to add a kind of an icy look to it. Now I just grabbed this ice texture online. You can grab whichever one you want. I don't know if there's any copyright to this. I'm not selling this or anything. You might want to use your own texture just to be safe. This is just for educational purposes only. It doesn't even really fit to scale perfectly. And let's see what kind of effects we could add to it. Now the background is black, so we're a little limited in that. So we'll just do normal. And we might even just copy or add these to their own little composition. Copy and paste. And now, basically, now I have two of these icicle things. And I'm going to use one as a mask over the ice, like that. So what I can do is I could say, okay, from here, I want this ice to be at kind of 0%, and then at like 4.5 seconds, I want this to be at like, I don't know, like 80%. You know, it's not, you don't want it to look too icy maybe, but maybe something like that looks good to you. It all just depends on the look that you're going for. Now, another solution you can use, so we'll just back up a little bit. You might only want the ice to look icy, not the whole thing. So you can copy them and put these in their own composition and make it so only the ice looks, I guess, icy. You know, it all just depends on the kind of look that you're going for. But basically that's about it. Now, obviously, if you go too dark, it looks goofy. But, you know, almost like a light gray, kind of like that looks fine. It just really depends, and it all depends on the ice texture. The ice texture that I have isn't the greatest, so it doesn't really look that great when the whole thing is icy. Like this, I think it looks a little bit better. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to subscribe, like the video, and check my other main channel for more videos, as well as following me on Twitter. Anyways, guys, check back next Wednesday for another tutorial. Anyways, thanks for watching.